The Earlham women's soccer team back in action coming up on Tuesday. They'll take on ROSE-HULMAN. Earlham has won 2 out of their last 3, including a win this past Saturday. Head coach Chad Hardin is kind enough to be with us today, and been a couple of weeks since we've had a chance to talk, and you guys just keep rolling along, 5-5 coming into tomorrow's matchup. And tell you one thing that I think that fans have noticed already is you have an exciting freshman class, and they've made a great contribution here early.
Yeah, they've been great. They've been working really hard and kind of helped us change the culture and the attitude here and kind of bring a winning mentality right away. There's been times we've started 7 freshmen at times. This past week we started 6. And the first few off of our bench are freshmen as well. So they've been doing great with a mix of the returning players that we've had, and it's been a good start to the season for us.
You know, that's not always an easy thing to do when you bring in freshmen and they make that kind of an impact, but it seems like the chemistry is pretty good.
Yeah, right now it's going really well, and they're just hungry. You know, they want it, and they got a little bit of taste of success, and we want to kind of build off of this momentum here.
Tell you what, you play well at home, don't you?
Yeah, they like to play here in the friendly confines. So we only have the 1 loss right now at home, and but yeah, they like playing here in the new facility, and it's nice to have here.
You know, well, let me ask you then, what is it, because your numbers offensively, well, even on both sides, but let's talk offense, they are incredible here with the way you're putting goals in the net. So what's the difference?
I think we just have a little bit more offensive firepower this year. We have a little bit more pace up top, where we can put pressure on the other team's defenders and try to get in behind and finish some goals and put some in the back of the net. So yeah, it's nice to see them kind of clicking offensively. And like I said the other day, we're only a month and a half in with most of these players playing together, so they're kind of getting that chemistry down, and it's really starting to click now. When
you recruited, you knew, and I think you and I talked about this previously, that you knew you were going to have to get some offensive-minded players. Did you know they would be this good?
I knew they were good, but I didn't think they would be this good this quickly. Yeah. Which is very nice surprise for us. So, you know, hopefully we can keep it together here for not only this year, but we got 3 more years down the road with them too.
You know, your defense has played well too. You don't leave many areas unguarded, and you don't see, like we've seen in previous years, where the goalie's kind of back there left by herself. The mentality is a whole lot different there too.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's another year of playing under us now with this formation that we're playing now. We start off with 5 defenders in the back. We're kind of 5-3-2. And then when we attack, we try to get a couple of those defenders forward, and it changes kind of to like a 3-5-2 offensively. But having more numbers behind the ball and staying more organized has really helped in us keeping the ball out of our own net this year.
I have to bring up, and I don't like to do this, but sometimes one player kind of stands out in my mind, and that's Chloe Lomenzo. Not just because of her ability to score, but the way she dribbles the ball, and she's everywhere. You know, I'll look up, she's over here. Look up, she's back over here. And you don't see very many players that are doing that and that active all the time.
Yeah, she's been tremendous. She's kind of playing a different role for us this year, is playing in the center midfield position, which allows her to kind of be all over the field and have it more of an impact on the game for us, and having her foot on the ball and making decisions, instead of maybe just having her up top where she's used to playing and not being active as she could be. So we kind of have her in the middle of the field, and you know, she's done a really good job with that.
You know, what's fun about it is when you look at the other team, you see when she's dribbling, all of a sudden here's one other jersey, here comes another. It's like they're going after her to make sure they want to get it out of her, get off her foot anyway, because she's so in attack mode all the time that she's drawing double and triple teams.
Yeah, and now that her name is out there and she's you know, leading the conference in scoring and leading our team, you know, the scouting reports are out there, and she's out there on film. So people are aware of her now. So she's drawing now some double, triple teams, like you said, and now she's been able to find other players, and other players have stepped up now. Once she's gotten them the ball, and they've been able to put the ball in the back of the net.
Your passing is, when I go back to, and this is all I have to compare with last year because you started last year, but your passing is so much more crisp and so much better, and your spacing is just so much better too.
Yeah, and it's something we talk about all the time is we want to keep the ball as much as possible because the other team doesn't have the ball.
They can't score. There you go.
So we work on the possession and passing almost daily in practice, and you know we don't want to give the ball away cheaply, and you know we want to try to keep it as much as possible, and they've done a really good job with that so far.
You know, in any sport, you treat that possession like gold, you treat that ball like gold, and you're exactly right, because if you have it, they can't do anything with it.
Exactly.
And they can get frustrated chasing the ball all around too.
Exactly, and we say this all the time, like let the ball do the work.
Yeah.
And especially here in the past few weeks, so it's been kind of really warm for this time of year. You know, let the other team chase it and have them tire out basically, and we keep the ball at our feet and just try to wear them out, and then hopefully by the end of the game, you know, they're so tired that we can just kind of ping the ball around them and get some easy looks on goal.
Fun to watch, aren't you? I mean, you really are fun to watch.
Yeah, so far, you know, it's a nice nice game to watch here, and you know, hopefully we just continue to improve and keep getting better.
I want to remind everyone that it's a Tuesday matchup against Rose, not Wednesday. Some people may think it's a Wednesday like yours truly, but it is tomorrow. Talk about Rose and back into conference play.
Yeah, we got Rose coming into our house tomorrow, and they're a very well-coached team, always very organized. Defensively, they get numbers behind the ball, and they're very tough to break down. They're also returning the last year's Freshman of the Year, and she's got a lot of pace up top, and so we really need to be aware of her and where she's at all times, and just got to be patient when trying to break their defense down and not force things. So, but yeah, they're a very well-coached team, played a very tough non-conference schedule, and so it should be a good matchup.
Yeah, great challenge, huh?
Yeah.
Saturday back on the road. Talk a little bit about going to Mount St. Joe on Saturday. I know you don't like to jump too far ahead because, again, your focus is on Tuesday, but you're back on the road Saturday. Yeah,
back on the road down in Cincinnati to play Mount St. Joe. They're another team that's off to a very hot start. They were in first place in the conference. Going into the conference play, they just lost to Anderson.
Okay.
So I'm sure they're hungry to get back on the win column. But yeah, they're a very good team. Their coach has done a good job there and kind of building them back up, and he's brought in some good recruiting classes as well. So it's going to be definitely a good challenge for us on the road.
Chad, it has to feel pretty good though that you know, people can't just say, well, there's that win at Earlham right there on that. It doesn't work that way anymore, does it?
No. And as I'm putting our schedule together for next year, people wanted to play us all the time when we were not so good, and now that they see we've got some wins and kind of hearing through the grapevine, some of the players that we have in now, it's a lot tougher to schedule matches. So the kind of word's getting out there, and it's kind of a cool buzz around here now.
Yeah, I like that respect, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Coach, good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
All right, and of course, again, Tuesday, it'll be a 3:30 start time, correct?
Correct.
So 3:30, we'll have the match for you right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. And again, the Quakers will be on the road Saturday at Mount St. Joe. Make sure also you check out the website, goearlham.com, for all the latest information on the men's and women's soccer teams, every team that's going on. Mitch Blankensport does a great job keeping us up to date on what is happening in Earlham sports. And we'll see you next time right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.